Hey, what's up? This is Chosen, and in this video, gonna be joined by the boy himself, dying right away on camera, and
Yep.
we're gonna talk about a fun topic because Darth shocked me and the rest of our clan and a bunch of different people when switching from what we thought was the best class overall in the Necromancer and YOLOing over onto the Monk. So that's what we're gonna discuss here, was the decision to do so and how he feels about that. So let's get into it.
Yeah, man. I decided to try the monk, and I'm currently trying what is the hardest rift that someone has completed. Like 105 is the hardest rift someone's done with Rose. That's our current resident well monk, and I'm trying to beat 106 because I want to try to be the #1 monk already. But as you can see, I basically am dying over and over again. So I think I'm gonna have to rethink my build because
Nice.
I'm not thinking enough.
Yeah, so first of all, what kind of spawned that decision? I mean, me as one of your best friends, I even was blindsided by it. You just
Yeah,
kind of.
everyone was. I kept it. I kept the card close to the chest. To
How
be
long
fair.
did you decide that? How long ago did you decide that?
Yeah. I let it slip a couple days before the class changed back because I was gonna go wizard, I really was, and but I've been talking to Kyre and we've been because he was thinking about going monk also instead of demon hunter, so I started thinking about it, and then we were on stream and someone in the chat was asking me basically like, hey, so DM, what class are you gonna, where are you gonna change to? And I was thinking wizard, and I was like, yeah, but I want to try the new necros and stuff, and then something struck me. I was like, what if I just bait you all and go monk, like out of nowhere,
Did you bait Kyre too?
Yeah, well, yeah. So like, he's like, monk, what are you doing? Like, you're gonna go wizard. But when I was on the call with the car, I'm like, I'm going monk, baby. Like, I'm gonna do. Yeah, no, I kind of bait and switched everyone to less. I even baited myself a little bit, to be honest with you.
Oh my goodness. So on our last overall tier list, we had over at diablopro.gg, we had the overall grades shake out as Necromancer #1, and I believe Monk came in 5th. But Monk is definitely solid in PvP context and can be super annoying. So you had always kind of told us that you were going to be Necro till the day you die. So what kind of spawned
True.
that change?
Class change. Class change is here. So I already went and got all of the legendary items for the Necro except one. And I tested all the new ones. I did a build video for all of them. And the only thing that's really left at this point for Necro, in terms of like producing any content for the channel, is just leveling Paragon. And testing out all the sets. There's not really any, new stuff for me to try because I've kind of tried all the builds. So at this point, it's like, well, I might as well at least go to another class and try these other classes. And it's like, I'll tell you this much though, like Monk definitely is way, way harder in PvE than Necromancer for sure. Like you can see I'm dying all the time. My build's terrible right now because I don't have all the legendaries yet. And so I'm kind of just messing around with stuff and I'm trying to riff that's way too hard. And I had to drop a bunch of combat rating in order to equip legendaries, etc. But still, I guarantee you my Necromancer, I could get carried by the kid of the Necromancer. The monk is like you have to be up in everyone's, right in their jugular so much that you basically get slapped around pretty quick if you're not careful.
Yeah, I know another good friend of ours, Veiled Shot. He's got this opinion that right now the ranged classes are just way superior to the melee classes in terms of overall structure.
You might be right about that.
Yeah, so it's interesting because I've only played the Demon Hunter, so you would have a lot better perspective than I would. So you think it's do you regret it at all? Like, is it that much harder, or is it like a fun challenge and you can still kind of do well if
I
you play
mean,
it well?
I'll tell you what. I'll tell everyone who comes in the stream and asks, like, "Oh, what Necro versus Monk? Like, what do you think?" It's like, yeah, absolutely, I like my Necromancer better. Like, there's no world in which we live in which I'm loving the Monk better. No, of course not. Like, the Necro is like the god tier, like superior in my opinion. It's just the superior race is the Necromancer, right? Straight up the top, and it's unfortunately. It doesn't mean I hate these other ones. I mean, all the other classes are gonna be fun. I just don't think I'm going to play any of the classes and like them better than Necromancer. I really don't. I think I picked the one right from the beginning, and I'm going to like it all the way through. But I'm absolutely going to try all of them, and I'm going to try all the builds, and I'm going to get shit on and challenge drifts and all that until I figure out exactly what it is that I like about each class. And also then when I go back to the Necro at the end of the day, after I've tried all the classes, when I go back into PvP, I'm going to dumpster all these other classes better because I will have played them and I will know what makes them good and bad, and
Okay.
I'll be the better player then.
Yeah, that's interesting because I was actually thinking about swapping to Necro. Because I started as a demon
Huh.
hunter. Um, and so for the people like me, that have not switched classes yet, was it a pretty smooth transition? Or can you give any perspective on what it was like to actually switch your main?
It wasn't hard. I mean, it was, well, let me put it this way. Here's the worst part about it. Okay, if you look at the screen right now, like you see how I got these pieces of gear, the reservist sidearms that are like
Reservists.
way better, right? Thank you. Is so I had to basically drop these in favor of equipping legendaries because you can't essence transfer legendary stuff onto the pieces. So you have to get an upgrade. Like in order to not lose stats, you literally have to get a legendary item that is better than anything you already currently own in order for it to not be a downgrade. So I had to lose combat rating. I'm at what, like 3169. I lost like 100 combat rating just to be able to have legendary items equipped, basically. So you are going to have to grind some back. And because I went from intelligence to strength, like all of this shit is basically useless and I'm gonna have to refarm all my set items too. So you basically have to refarm everything. It's an actual nightmare.
I see. Oh, and that's a good point. For somebody that's scared about that, you maybe could think about transferring to one that is the same main stat. And then it wouldn't be quite as bad because there's only two stats in this game that are damage, right? It's just strength and intelligence.
Yeah, strength and intel, and the only two that have intelligence are wizard and necro. So if you're switching
Yep.
between wizard and necro, you're fine. Otherwise, you're fucked. Basically, is what boils down.
Well, that's good to know. So do you think it would be good for me to swap to Necro, or do you think that would be like a mistake? You think Demon Hunter is the choice to stick with, or?
It depends how much you farm set items and how much you're willing to refarm. I mean, I'll tell you this much. Um, I farmed basically like 18 hours yesterday or something, and I got 24 essences. And I got like 34, 35 legendaries or something. Or it's 22 essences, 34 legendaries.
That's
I think it's way that. The
insane.
actual numbers is.
That's like
Um,
two legendaries an hour about. Were you doing ROD circles
yeah,
or?
yeah, just Plane of Torment over and over and over and over and over again. That's why I got so many Paragon levels. Like in basically a day, I got like 12 or 13 Paragon levels or something. I shot up there because I was just straight farming and just farming the legendaries. It takes a while. I still don't have all the ones I need. My builds are still random as a monk, and I'm still struggling, as you're literally watching right here. Of course, I'm trying to hit rank 1 on day 1 or day 2 or whatever this is. I forget. I lose track of time, but it's going to take you a while to get your legendaries back, man. So I feel like if you swap, like, you're going to have to commit for at least a good couple weeks to be able to get all the pieces of gear back and enough to be able to at least understand what's going on.
And so let's say you do all the classes and then eventually you go back to Necro. Do you keep all of those essences that you farmed on the Necro, or are you restarting Necro also if you go back
People
later?
people say you keep them. I mean, we're going to see what the truth of that is, but they say you keep them.
Okay. Yeah,
And
that's
I
kind of cool.
swapped.
So it almost be fun, like you said, to just get all the essences, just play every class, and then you'd really have a good understanding of what you
Yeah,
like.
that's basically what I'm doing.
Is that so? That's the DM plan. You're gonna get like most of them on the monk, and then swap to something else. What would be next after monk?
I'm not sure after monk, to be honest. It might be barbarian.
Okay, so you're just going all in on the melee then. Okay.
Well, I'm gonna have to go strength to strength, so it's either that or I could go demon hunter if I want to break it up with a range. Wizard will probably be the last one, so that way when I switch from wizard to necro home, and I will have reformed all my sets on wizard, I can carry them over to necro. It's like I'm pretty sure mathematically that makes the most sense.
Oh yeah, that makes sense because they're both the intelligence ones. Yep, that would make sense.
Right.
And then you could
So
almost
that's the
go.
circle I'm gonna do.
Yep. So you could go monk, barb, and then maybe like DH, and keep the strength, and then yeah, just keep kind of circling back to where you began, and then by then there'll be an expansion out, and you'll go back to your main necro, and things will be crazy.
Yeah, I'm thinking that maybe on the, I'm trying to figure out this challenge rift. I'm thinking on the monk, maybe what I need to do is do less like AoE damage and have more and go focus down and farm the elites. You know what I mean? Maybe that's what I got to do on this class.
Oh, I'm sure it's
Oh,
would have to get like Rolls or Deadwood on the call and ask them.
yeah, I was able to do challenge rift 100, but I need to be able to do 106 if I want to hit the current rank one. Dude, it's not easy. Look at it, I just get lasered down, dude. Like I swear to God, there's got to be something that I don't understand yet. It's only day one, but someone in the comments leave me their challenge rift build so I can copy paste it and become the better
Help
monk player.
Darth get rank 1. There you go.
There you go.
Someone
That'll be
down
the
there's
goal for the day.
gotta know what they're talking about. Yeah, no,
Good lord.
that's all I had. I was just kind of curious on what spawned the because I thought you were all in on Necro, and I know Necro is a really solid class. So was gonna get your perspective on that because I haven't brought someone on the channel yet who did a class change. So I thought that'd be a fun
Yeah,
one.
I would say I am all in on Necro, and I've like fulfilled that basically. I did every build and every item, so I don't know what else left to cover basically. I mean, the only thing left for me to do was just farm Paragon levels and cover what sets would do. But it's like I have like over 10 videos on Necromancer builds at this point, so it's like okay, there's only so many of these videos I can make, so it's time to teach something else, learn something new, become the better player, at least for now.
Nice. Yeah, I like it. Well, is there anything you want to say on the way out or let people know anything else, or are we good to go?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of anxiety around. Like I've seen a lot of people getting really worried about this class change shit. Like I think people are thinking about this totally wrong. Like this game is not a forever game. This is like a year or two. We're gonna have fun playing this game. Like if you want a class change and try a new class, you should class change and try a new class. Like don't sit there and sweat about the gear or like, oh, I want to be the best. I'm gonna have to hold my spot or whatever. Like, just class change and go farm a bunch more Paragon. Like, it'll make you more excited. It's really not that big of a deal. Worst case situation, you can swap back.
Yeah, and worth noting that I mean, to agree with you even more, none of us are like endgame yet. We're not in like Hell 6. Like we're all still in the progression phase of Immortal. So we're not even like min-maxing endgame type stuff. We're just kind of leveling up through Hell 2, Hell 3, Hell 4. So yeah, I agree with you. If there's something piquing your interest, just go ahead and rip the band-aid off and get after it.
Yep, basically, that's kind of what I'm saying.
All right, cool. Well, I will link to Darth's channel down below. You definitely want to head on over there and subscribe because he's cranking out amazing daily Diablo Immortal content, and it's always fun to have you on the channel. Thanks for joining me, man.
Yeah, man, no problem. Always happy to be here.